A dozen Coturnix quail chicks, stinking up our laundry room and getting ready for their forever home. I've sketched up a concept for the coop design using the available materials that I have. Now it's time to get to work. I'm framing out the main walls here using 2x2s. I had a bunch of 2x2s left over from the chicken coop, plus they cost a lot less than 2x4s. I'm going for a lightweight design here since the quail are smaller birds, so this should do just fine. Snack break. Now the other wall comes together.
And honey.
Looks like it withstands the kid test. The camera, on the other hand, it's fine. The walls are now assembled, and this thing is really coming together. I have this leftover piece of 1/4-inch plywood that I'm going to be using for the floor of the coop. Again, these aren't very heavy birds, so lightweight is going to serve us just fine for this project. Like a glove. This 1/4-inch mesh will go on the floor of the quail coop, and it'll allow for both ventilation and for the droppings to fall right through to the ground. And this time, we're using a stapler. Now I'm adding a couple of supports to the floor, just to give it some rigidity and strength. Next up is the siding. Again, for this, we're using cedar offcuts from an old fencing project. While I'm busy cutting them to length, Brittany's attaching them all with the brad nailer. The sidewalls were a bit trickier, since each board is cut to its own specific length with an angled top. Having a 2-person team really helps speed things up here. It's just a rinse and repeat for this next wall. Thankfully, we've already figured it out. It's just a matter of going through the steps. The front walls more or less followed the same process. I actually had designed these as separate doors that open and close, but in the end I determined them to be just a bit superfluous. The main door in the middle is more than big enough to get inside the coop to do what we need to do. Speaking of the main central door, I'm going to frame it up now using 2x2s. A couple heavy-duty hinges and some hardware mesh will keep this all nice and secure. Now to test the fit. Very nice. So something funny happened this weekend. We ended up with a pair of free rabbits. Meet Bruno, and this is Maisie. They're a pair of lion-head New Zealand crosses. So why am I showing you this in a quail coop video? While the quails still have their brooder box in the laundry room, we have absolutely nowhere to put these rabbits. So they're gonna live in here until we can find a suitable place for them. The last big piece to finish is the roof. I'm mocking up these pieces of scrap roofing material I've salvaged just to make sure I have enough, and I think it's just a perfect fit. This is a stepped drill bit to help me drill some perfect holes in the sheet metal. Then I'm using these roofing screws that have built-in washers to keep everything watertight. The panels themselves just click together. For the longer pieces, I'm using an angle grinder with a metal cutting wheel to cut them all to length. Now that the last piece is on, our roofing is all in place, and our quail coop is ready for the birds. Well, it's been a couple days now, and the quails seem very settled. They've got lots of food and water, and we've added some branches and sticks and logs just to create a more interesting environment for them. They seem quite happy, to be honest, and I'm happy too. Another project in the books for slow steading, and one step closer to more self-sufficient food production. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos as well. Got a whole series about a custom chicken coop build, as well as other videos related to minimalism, slow living, and homesteading.